Okay.
Hi there, Ellwood City sports fans. Welcome to the Lincoln High School Big Gym in Ellwood City, as tonight we have a huge matchup in the MAC Conference. It is your Ellwood City Wolverines taking on the Shenango Wildcats. On your screen, it is the records of the two varsity teams. Ellwood City comes into play 8-4. Shenango comes in at 7-4. But the key two numbers are both these teams are 7-4 in conference play, which begs to our big game of the week. This is crucial for that number 3 seed potentially for playoffs. Both these teams sitting there at 7-4, but the tiebreaker, shall we say, right now goes to the Wildcats as they beat the Wolverines on the first half of the schedule. So of those 7 wins, Shenango did defeat the Wolverines. So once again, folks, my name is Brad Windhorst alongside Dakota Marshall, our cameraman. Thad Sturgeon will be eventually joining us. He'll most likely slide in during the varsity game. You know him and his farm life, and he's got a battery that never stops and never ends. And that also constitutes from last night. Last night, if you caught our stream, we had the middle school football game. A crazy start to that one. That was a 5:55 start. It wasn't even 6 p.m. Yeah, I know.
It was supposed to be a 5 o'clock start.
Or it was what was it? Was it 5 o'clock? I don't even know.
It changed to 5 o'clock.
It started 5 minutes early, and it caught us off guard. So as you can tell, today's a little bit different. It's at home. We have that 6 o'clock start. We don't have to worry about anything. So we'll keep you up to date on.
Yeah, but you're still a little off guard.
I am a little bit off. It's been a week. It's been a week.
You were setting up later than usual.
Yeah, I came in pretty late, actually. Both Dakota and Thad knows I like being prompt. I like being early. I like being at least an hour, and that did not happen today. It was I
beat him here, it's definitely different.
You're right. So we'll go through the first matchup here is the junior varsity teams. They'll be playing at 6 o'clock, which is in about a minute or two once the officials make sure that all the numbers are correct on the courts. And then we'll keep this live stream open for the 7:30 varsity matchup. So don't go away from this link. Yes, there is some downtime in between the two matchups. We'll be running our ads and our sponsorships. We'll talk a little bit about Ellwood City sports in between. But for sure, 6 o'clock start here, and then the varsity will be at 7:30. Our next broadcast, I know we're just jumping right into things. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, the Rivell Cup. As we call it. It'll be Riverside and Ellwood City. Something's got to give. Both teams coming into play with their first chance at a victory. Somebody has to win. So we'll have the 0-6 Riverside Panthers and 0-5 Wolverines. We'll be over at Riverside. That one is slated for a 7 o'clock start, so I would expect us to start about 6:45 because we don't know when they actually kick off over there. So it is the other side, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, back to this. We've got numbers.
Are you wanting starting numbers for
Yeah, let's
Shenango?
go with the starting numbers for Shenango. You're going to have to bear with me. Numbers are kind of indirectly out of order. Let's just go with what you got there, Dakota.
All right, we got number 24.
Okay, so number 24 being Summer Doherty.
Number 12.
Number 12 being McKenna Emmerich.
Number 11.
Number 11 being Elise Lenhart.
Number 18.
Number 18 being Janillian Street.
Number 14.
Number 14, Aaliyah Price. Or Aaliyah.
I can't catch that
Aaliyah
number
Price.
of the one in the back, but you're...
Number 19. Number 19, Amara DeFrank.
Okay,
and
19 just went out anyway.
Okay.
So then number 30 is in the back there.
And then number 30, Addie Kays. So we do apologize if I pronounce names wrong. That tends to happen when pronunciations become a big thing. So we're underway here. Serving will be number 30 for Shenango Wildcats. Hit up here by number 25, Caitlin Kreitzer, the freshman, 5'4", and unfortunately goes off her out of bounds, and the Wildcats take that early lead. Serving once again is number 30, Addie Kays, a sophomore for the Wildcats. Hit there once again by number 25, Kreitzer. Up to Gabrielle Davis. She gets it over to the Shenango side. Tapped over by number 14 there for Wildcats, Price. Up for Davis once again. Tap over back to the front line. Good by the Wildcats. Back over to the Wolverine side. Up again for Davis. She'll punch it over. Set up by Price. For number 12 there for the Wildcats, Emmerich. Back over to Rosansky. She will get a good solid hit right at the net. Number 24, Summer Doherty. A line drive back at her. Unfortunately, she doesn't get it over, and it's 1-all.
All right, now as far as starting lineup for the Wolverines, you have number 11, Rosansky, serving right now. Number 3.
Number 3 being Emma Figueroa.
Number 44, Davis is in there.
Yep, Gabrielle Davis. We'll continue those numbers here in a little bit. Point for the Shenango Wildcats as the serve goes out of bounds. Sorry, for the Wolverines out of bounds. So it's 2-1 Wolverines.
Number 7.
Number 7 being Morgan Bunger.
Rosansky with the serve again.
Yep. So serve there by Rosansky. Set up this time for the Wolverines for the Wildcats. Number 30. Hit over by Nasser. Back to Price. Tap there for number 11, Lanehart. She'll get it over for the Wildcats.
Little collision on the Wolverine side there.
Yeah, and a hard hit there by number 25, Caitlin Kreitzer, out of bounds. Makes it 2-all.
So you also have number 5.
Number 5
Wolverines
being Lena Nasera.
And I think that is everyone for the Wolverines. You now have number 24 serving for the Wildcats.
Number 24 being Doherty. Good serve by Doherty off of the Wolverine faithful there, and then it goes, makes the score now 3-2.
Yeah, just barely out of bounds with that one.
Yeah, you're going to see, I think you're going to see a really good matchup here of serving, not only at the JV level, but the varsity level as well tonight, folks. Set up there for Nasser, over to Kreitzer. She'll hit it. Good play here by the Wildcats, number 14, Price.
Gets it over.
Set up for Nasser, over to Davis. She'll hit it a little hard, out of bounds, and it's all of a sudden 4-2 Wildcats. Serving again is number 24, Summer Doherty, a freshman for the Wildcats. High arcing serve there, hit over there by number 7, Bungar. Back to number 25, Kreitzer. She'll hit it up over. Wildcats set it up here for number 12. She hits it over Emmerich, and it drops in.
To no man's land.
Yeah, and that will make the score now 5-2 Shenango. So a couple points back and forth, and since then, 3 straight points for the Wildcats.
And like we always say, Brad, you and I are always talking about it, it's a very fast-moving game.
We like it because of that. It keeps us on our toes, and it makes us feel that much better about it. Ball does come back over to the Wildcats.
Libero.
Price set up for Rosansky, over to Nasera, over to number 3. It hits the net. A good hit by Emma Figueroa with a little bit of luck from the net, and that falls on the Wildcat side. So point for the Wolverines, 5-3.
Number 5 is serving now for the Wolverines.
Serving is Nasser. Good serve there. Up through the rafters, tapped over by number 11. Good hit by Elise Lenhart off of the arms, I want to say number 3, Figueroa, yes. Unfortunately out of bounds, and that point goes to the Shenango Wildcats.
Number 19 came in for the Wildcats, and Libero number 14 went out.
Okay, so Amara DeFrank came in, serving as number 19,
number 12.
Number
serving.
12, sorry.
19 came in.
Good hit there by the Wolverines, and it falls on Shenango's side, makes the score 6-4. So that serve was by number 12, McKenna Emmerich, a sophomore for the Wildcats.
Davis, number 44, serving for Ellwood now.
Yeah, one of the 2 6-footers on the Wolverines roster is number 44, Gabrielle Davis, a junior. She'll be a senior next year, helping out the Wolverines with the program. Hit over here by number 11, Lenhart. Good setup for the Wolverines here. A chance for Bungar. She'll tap it up over the net. Swung right back at her. She gets it up. And unfortunately, she takes a little bit of a hard fall with, I want to say, number 3, Emma Figueroa.
Yes.
They kind of ran into each other.
They're both up, though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when they kind of ran into the net at the same time, so that is a point for the Wildcats. I think
according to the scoreboard, yes.
Yeah,
Wildcats.
I think the officials are just checking both players to make sure that they're okay. So, point for the Wildcats.
Now number 11 serving for the Wildcats.
Number 11 being, once again, Elise Lenhart. Jump serve by Lenhart. Good serve. Set up by Davis.
That was a nice, strong serve over there.
Good hit by Bunger over to Wildcat side. Once again, Lenhart, unfortunately.
With that third hit, does not get it over, though. So
yeah, it goes into
the point for the Wolverines.
The court.
Davis going out, and number 4 coming in for the Wolverines.
Yep, Genovesa Miller, the freshman.
Number 25 is serving for the Wolverines.
And that is Caitlin Kreitzer. the other freshman, 5'4". Kreitzer with a nice strike there on the serve. Unfortunately, Rosansky hits it straight down. Point will go to the Wildcats, now up 8-5.
Number 25 for the Wildcats serving.
Number 25 being Maddie Long. Good serve there by number 25, Maddie Long. And the point will go to the Wildcats.
And it went to number 25, Caitlin Kreitzer on the Wolverine side.
So Long to Kreitzer. Serve once again by Maddie Long. Serve
Into
unfortunately
the net.
hits the net. And the point will go to the Wolverines, 9-6.
All right, substitution. Number 25 came out for the Wildcats. Number 18 came in.
Okay, so checking back in is number 18, Street, for the Wildcats.
Number 7 serving for the Wolverines.
Morgan Bunger serving for the Wolverines. Good serve there. Back line for Shenango up into the rafters. Price will get it over. Set there by Bunger, back over, right back to Bunger. She unfortunately hits it, and it goes off angle, falls. So point for the Wildcats, now up 10-6.
So now the libero, number 14, Price, I believe you said, is serving for Shenango.
So Leah Price, freshman for the Wildcats with the serve. Nice strong serve hit there by Miller, set up for Bunger, back over to Rosansky. She'll get the cross shot and out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats as it's now 11-6. So once again, Price with the serve. Serve goes into the net, so point for the Wolverines, 11-7. Again, folks, this is the JV matchup. The varsity will be at 7:30. The same live stream. We'll keep the stream going. Checking back in was number 44, Gabriel Davis for the Wolverines.
And number 3 is serving for the Wolverines.
So Emma Figueroa. Good serve by Emma. She'll come right back to Nasser. She'll tap it over, and it falls.
There's a gravity check.
Right? I've always liked those quick little tap over the nets. They always look like it was done on purpose, all set up, all for naught. Good hit by Nasera.
All right, number 3, Figueroa, I believe you said, serving again?
Emma Figueroa once again to the net. Tap over by number 24. Set up there by Kreitzer. Over to Nasser. She will tap it up over.
It over.
Price with the hit. Set up here for number 30. Off the wall, and it falls. Number
Point
30.
for the Wildcats.
Addie Kays with the point, and that makes it 12-8.
And now number 30 is serving for Shenango.
So once again, Addie Kays, sophomore for the Wildcats. Good serve there, set up for Bunger over to Nasera, up to Rosansky. She'll tap it over. Good attempt by number 11, Elise Lenhart. Unfortunately, out of bounds.
Yeah,
point
she
for the
hits it
Wolverines.
out of bounds, so Wolverines get the point. So scored now 12-9. Rosansky, number 11, serving for the Wolverines.
So down by 3 points. Rosansky looking to get some points in a row here for the Wolverines. Tapped over at the net. It falls. Number 24, Summer Doherty, with the quick, simple play, taps over 13-9.
And she gets the serve now.
Yep.
And number 18 checked out and 25 checked in for the Wildcats.
So once again, Maddie Long comes in for the Wildcats, number 25.
And 24 with the serve.
Serving is Summer Doherty. Good hit by Doherty, set for Rosansky up over the wall. Back to Doherty. Tapped over, set up for Bungar. To Nasera over to Davis. She'll swing.
A little too deep.
Yep. Unfortunately, she's hit that a couple times now.
That's
front line for the
3,
Wolverines.
I believe.
Yeah, between them
Davis
all,
has hit over.
it's 4 or 5 or so points there that have been long. The Wolverines will have to work on that.
Doherty with the serve.
High arcing serve set up there once again. Wolverines kind of running into each other. Davis does get it over. Set up there by number 24, Doherty. Over to the Wolverines side, off of that front
Number
wall.
5, I believe.
Yeah, I want to say it went off in the Sarah. It goes out of bounds, and it makes it 15-9. And just like that,
I think Wolverines timeout?
yeah, it's going to be a timeout for the Wolverines. We'll take a timeout with them. First set, JV matchup here from Lincoln High School, Big Gym, 15-9, Shenango Wildcats. Welcome back, folks, to the first set here. It's 15-9 Shenango Wildcats JV team up early on the Wolverines.
Doherty with the serve once again. And
yep.
So Flagman, number 12, Claire Noble, had to pick something off the gym floor for the ref.
a little Band-Aid there off to the side, and it's not too much of a big deal, but it's on the court. You got to get that out of there. All it takes is one little slip and disaster hits. Maybe Thad comes walking in on that.
Doherty with the serve.
Good serve by Doherty across outside the
out
post.
Of bounds.
So point for the Wolverines, and that makes it now for the Wildcats, 16-9. This is going to be terrible. Wolverines and Wildcats.
I say you get too confused because they're both W's.
Yeah, there's too many W's going
with the
on.
serve.
Doherty with the serve, set there once again. Wolverines are not very set on that back line. They keep running into each other. Comes back to Shenango side. Set up there for number 11, Lanhart. She'll tap it up over. Set for Kreitzer over to Nacera.
To the libero.
Back to Price. She'll tap it up and over. Set up for Rosansky over to Davis. Good hit this time.
Over.
Set up for number 30. She'll swing and unfortunately miss.
Into the net.
Yep, Addie Kay's good attempt, unfortunately, into the net. So the point goes to the Wolverines, 16-10.
Now number 5 serving for Ellwood.
So Lena Nacera once again serving for the Wolverines. Good serve. Nice and low to the net. Back to Nacera. Kind of seems like that's been the trend. Every serve comes right back to you. Good tap over to Price. Set up there for number 11. Right back down. Back to sender.
Right back to Wildcats.
Yeah.
So,
Gabriel Davis with a nice hit there right back over the net. 16-11.
Nacera with the serve.
Serve just clears the net. Comes back to Nacera once again. Swing there by number 3, Figueroa. Way too far. And the point will go to the Wildcats.
That was a nice dig by the Wildcats last play also.
Yes.
So the libero goes out, and I can't see a number.
Serving
number 12 serving.
Emmerich. Hit there by Nacera. Good play by Rosansky. Comes back to her. She does get it over.
Inbounds.
Say inbounds. Wait, no.
No, out of bounds.
Out
of bounds. They gave a point to Wildcats, I believe.
Okay, so it was in. Yeah, so they're going to say it was in, so point goes to the Wolverines, 17-12. It was very, very close. I bet you if you took, if we had slow-mo zoomed in and...
Well, I know the flagman called it in on
yeah,
this
it looked
side,
very, very close. So,
and then so that was Davis with the serve.
Set up their swing by number 25,
back
Maddie
to Davis. And she's getting it over. Yep.
Set up on the Wildcat side. Hit there by number 11, Lenhart. She'll get it up over. Wolverines scramble here a little bit. Kreitzer does get it over. Back to number 24, Doherty. Set up here. A little bit far for Lenhart, and the point will go to the Wolverines, 17-13.
Davis serving again. Sorry, I need to move stuff so I can actually step on the bleacher.
So Davis once again serving here. Down 4 points are the Wolverines. Serve hits off the top. It does clear. Hit there by number 11, Lenhart, off of the net and off of the Wolverine player, and it falls for a point for the Wildcats, 18-13.
So now number 11 serving for the Wildcats.
So you win the point, you get the serve. Lenhart with the serve, jump serve. Up and over, set up there by number 25, Kreitzer. Up and over to
Wolverines are doing a lot of double coverage
Yeah, I'm not
running
not too,
into each other.
We got to check that out for the varsity level. I'm not sure what's going to happen there.
To the libero.
Set up here for number 30.
They
She'll
get it
tap
over.
it over. Addie Case.
That was a nice hit over straight to the
Case
libero.
does get it up. Nice play by number 24, Doherty. Back over to the Wildcat side. Off of Maddie Kay. Back to Nacera. She'll tap it up over. And
out
picks
of
her
bounds
pocket.
by number 24, Doherty.
Yeah. So good
that was
play.
a nice volley we had going.
Yeah, and with 3 points in a row, the Wildcats will take the timeout. It is 18-14. Shenango with the lead. We'll take a break with them. First set, JV volleyball. All right, folks, coming back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. Wolverines are down 18-14, but did get 3 points in a row here to kind of make this a match again. They're trying to crawl their way back into the JV matchup here.
Number 25, Kreitzer, I believe, serving for the Wolverines.
Yep, Caitlin Kreitzer, good serve there. Nice solid hit. Hit there by number 25.
Into no man's land.
Yeah,
Point
Maddie
for
Long.
the Wildcats.
Maddie Long with a good hit, and unfortunately falls on the Wolverine side, so point Wildcats, 19-14.
Number 25 with the serve for Shenango.
Yep, Maddie Long once again with the jump serve there, off of Kreitzer, out of bounds. And 20-14, Wildcats starting to roll. Starting to pull away here in this first set. JV, it's the best of three, so we'll see at least 2 sets, if not 3. The Wolverines can kind of crawl back in this one. Long with the serve once again. Hit there to Kreitzer, to Sarah, setting up Bungar. She swings. Good hit. Back over to Price.
Libero.
Yep, set up for DeFrank. She gets it over. Back to Sarah. Over to Rosansky. Good swing, but out of bounds. And that makes
Point
the score
for the Wildcats, 21-14.
Jinx,
Difference
you
of
owe me
7.
a Coca-Cola.
You and I are good at doing that when I'm guest commentating with you. Long with the serve, jump serve.
Serve goes
Out of
out of
bounds.
bounds.
Point for the Wolverines.
And that makes the score now 21-15.
And we had number 18 come in for the Wildcats, 25 go out.
Okay, so coming in was Janillian Street.
Number
Served
7
there by Bungar.
served.
Tapped over by the Wildcats. Set up for Sarah. Over to Rosansky. Good swing. Good hit. Tapped up there. Swing over by DeFrank. Off of Davis. Out of bounds. And the point will go to Shenango Wildcats. A very good play there. A setup by number 24. Summer Doherty's been doing very, very good on that far side. And on the flip side, Amara DeFrank with a good, solid contact off of that backside for the point.
So now you have number 14, the libero, Price, with the serve.
Back to Kreitzer, set up for Sarah, up and over for Figuerel. Tap straight on by number 18, Jillian Street.
Gets it over.
Set up by Sarah for Rosansky, swing. Back line of Wildcats, set up here for number 11, Lenhart. Back up to Sarah, she'll tap up and over. Set up for Maddie Kay, and then back to DeFrank. She taps it. Good play there
Nice
by Bungar,
save.
and it
Nice
falls.
dig.
Talk about no man's land on both sides. It almost falls for the Wildcats, but number 7, Morgan Bunger, made the play as a junior, did get it up and over, and it falls.
So number 3 with the serve for the Wolverines.
Yep.
Figaro?
Yep, Figuerel serve, unfortunately out of bounds, and that makes the score 23-16 as number 30, Addie Kays, with emotion on that serve out of bounds. And hey, why not? You get to serve as well. Good serve by the Wildcats. Set up for Sarah. Back over to Bungar. She'll tap it up and over. Hit by Price. To the wall. Set for number 11. Lenhart.
Just barely
They're going to
over.
say, I think, either net or carry. We'll see here. Okay, so they're going to
Point
say.
for the Wolverines?
Yeah, they're going to say, I want to say net play, but I'm not sure. Kind of was no man's land there right at the net.
All right, we got Rosansky, number 11, with the serve for the Wolverines.
Serve goes into the net, and just like that, it is
set point.
Set point, 24-17. Wildcats up, and serving is number 24, Summer Doherty, with our first set point, number 1 for the match. Here's the serve. Nice serve there.
No man's land.
Yep, falls in front of Bungar for the point.
So
and that point
means
will go to
Wildcats win the
Wildcats.
first set, 25-17.
Yep. So the Wildcats take set number 1. They're up 1-0. We'll come back here. We'll take a little bit of a break and bring you set number 2 of the JV matchup. Wildcats up 1-0. All right, folks, welcome back to the Big Gym here in Ellwood City at Lincoln High School as the Wolverines unfortunately lost that first set 25-17. A lot of, I don't want to say mistakes, but as Dakota said, there was a lot of collisions on the Ellwood side. And not like, pure contact, like let's get physical, but you could tell they were not organized very well.
Not communicating.
Yeah, the communication was very lacking.
Two different people running for the ball at the same time.
Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt head coach Joe Retrudy, as well as
Susan Clampton.
Yeah, Susan Clampton,
the JV coach.
Yep, probably talked to him and said, "Hey, listen, guys, we got to communicate a little bit here, get something rolling," because they lost that first set 25-17.
All right, starting the second set, Rosansky, number 11, serving for the Wolverines.
And unfortunately,
straight into the net.
Yeah,
point for the Wildcats.
That's been a couple issues there for the Wolverines servers into the nets.
Number 30 for the Wildcats serving.
That would be Addie Kays. Comes back over to Nasser. She'll set up Davis. Good hit right back to Addie Kays. She gets a smile a little bit.
Yeah. She hits it up, but no one else was there to get it. So
that was a quick strike.
She would have got a double hit.
Yep. Yeah, it was a quick strike right at her. So
number 5, Nasera with the serve.
Good serve by Nasera. Set up there out of bounds, I believe, off of number 12.
Shenango, so
McKenna Emmerich out
Wolverines
of bounds.
get the point.
Yeah, so.
And please correct me if I get names wrong because I'm just going off of memory. I don't have the roster in front of me.
Right.
Nasera with the serve.
So far, so good. Set up
I'm
there.
going off of who I hear you say.
Right? Redemption for number 12, McKenna Emmerich. Unfortunately, that last one went out of bounds off of her. This time, she gets the pocket hole shot there, and it makes the score 2-all.
We had a substitution for Shenango. 22 went out, 25 came in, and 24 with the serve.
So Maddie Long checks in, served by Doherty. Set up from Nasser over to Gabriel Davis. Good strike there, but the Wildcats do get it set up. Price, unfortunately, into the net. Point for the Wolverines. So a little bit more,
speaking
maybe
of Davis,
enthusiasm?
she's serving now.
Yeah, a little bit more prep in their steps, shall we say. Wolverines up 3-2.
They're going for redemption now.
Davis with a good serve. Set up by the Wildcats, tapped over by Lenhart. Back line off of Davis, out of bounds. So that makes the score now 3-3. Davis a little bit shaken up there.
Yeah, taking the camera off of her.
Yeah, I think she's good. I'm wondering if when she fell, I think it just twisted her leg just a little bit gingery. But she looks good.
Yeah,
she's
she was
shaking
holding
off
the ankle at first. Now she's kind of on the knee. All right, we have a substitution
for
that.
Yeah, she's going to check out. She's coming off
Davis
and
going out,
herself.
number 4 coming in.
Yeah, so Genovese Miller coming in. Davis is fine. She said she was kind of laughing a little bit, but I think they're just going to look at her.
Number 12 with the serve for the Wildcats into the net.
So Emmerich serve goes into the net. That'll make the score 4-3.
So Emmerich
Wolverines.
went out and Price the libero came back in. Now number 30 Bungar serving.
Yep. So number
Am I
30
right?
Chloe Bungar.
Okay.
There's 2 Bungars, so you got it right. So this is Chloe. She's the freshman for the Wolverines. Serve there off the net, and it's out of bounds. It did fall out of bounds, so the score is now 4-4.
Yeah. If they have an older brother, I know their brother. He plays in the band.
And
I'm good friends with Gabe.
And I think we're going to get a timeout here by the Wolverines. That makes the score 4-4 with the Wildcats ahead 1-0. We'll stay here, folks. A couple things here. If you want to catch this live stream or any of our live streams like last night's middle school football and then a couple other things here and there, we go all the way back to 2016. Yeah, we started back in 2016, 2017. With an iPhone turned sideways. That's how this all started. And ever since then, Thad Sturgeon.
Now if you look at our setup.
Yeah, you would be wondering why we come in with
laptop, iPad, camera.
Yeah, you would wonder why we come in with 5 bags every single time. But anyways, if you want to check out any of our live streams, you can check us out on our website, www.ecwolverines.com. That's ecwolverines.com. YouTube page, always something that we kind of promote. If you go and type in Ellwood City Wolverines, you'll find us. Subscribe to us. We got over that 1,000 mark, so that's awesome. That opened up a lot of potential options for the winter and
give a little
spring
more
sports.
coverage.
Yep.
Number 11 with the serve coming out of that timeout.
Good
Ooh,
serve by
nice
Lenhart,
dig.
but Bungard gets a good hit back to Lenhart. And the
Into
Wildcats.
the net, I think.
Yeah, the Wildcats cannot get it over, and the point will go to the Wolverines.
All right, number 7 is serving now for
And I
the
have to
Wolverines.
say it. Bungar to Bungar. Bungar, Chloe handing it off to her sister, Morgan Bungar. Morgan does get it up and over. Set up for the Wildcats here. Number 25, Maddie Long. Back line out of bounds,
Speaking
but
of
it
long.
did. Let's see here. Yeah, so it did touch, unfortunately, off
Oh,
of
did it?
Bungar out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, 5-5.
I did not think it touched.
Yeah, it was very,
I
very
was
close.
just doing a play on name.
Yep. So once again, number 25, Maddie Long serving with the jump serve. Good serve, hit there by Bungar. Up and to Nasera, over to Rosansky. She does get it up and over, but out of bounds. That makes the score 6-5 Wildcats.
I know we don't keep the stats for that, but we've had a lot of out of bounds from the Wolverines.
Yeah, a lot of I don't want to say mishits, but stuff
Long
just keep
with
going
the
out.
jump serve.
Unfortunately,
Out of
Bungar's
bounds
hit
off
out
of
of bounds.
Bungar.
Yeah, and just like that, 4 straight points by the Wildcats. They could take the 2-point lead here, 7-5.
3 points. We were at 4-4 at the time.
Yeah, sorry, 3 points. Yeah. Set up there
You're
once
making
again.
me check math now, Brad.
Punched over by Nasera. Set up for DeFrank. She'll tap it up and over. Off of Nasera, off of Miller.
She gets it over.
Yep, Bungar did get it over. Set up for the Wildcats this time. Lenhart, she'll punch it up and over.
And that was a very close play by the Wolverines. I didn't think
Yep.
we were getting it.
Figueroa does get it over to the Wildcats. Set up once again. This time for DeFrank. She'll tap it up and over. Rosansky to Nasera. She'll tap it over.
To the libero.
Once again, set up for number 30. Addie Kays back to the Wildcat side. Lenhart off of number 24.
Out of bounds.
So Summer
In
Doherty.
favor of the Wolverines, finally.
Yep. So
All right, we had a substitution. Long went out. 22 came in.
checking in the first time, number 22, Julia Graham. She's a
Number
freshman.
3, Figaro.
Yep. Number 3, Emma Figueroa will be serving for the Wolverines. Down 1 point here. Nice line drive serve set up there for the Wildcats. Number 30, Addie Kays back up for the Wolverines. Tapped over by number 3, Figueroa. Back over to Kays once again. Off of Bungar, off of Figueroa. Point for the Wildcats, 8-6. That front line for the Wildcats is pretty darn good. You've got some really good hitters there at McKenna Emmerich, Elise Lenhart, Addie Kays, Maddie Long. They all rotate in that front line.
Libero, number 14, Price with the serve for the Wildcats.
Price's serve goes back to number 3, Figueroa. She taps it out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, and that will now make the score 9-6. So the Wildcats starting to pull away once again.
Price with the serve again.
Good serve by Price off of Bungar, off to Davis. Rosansky will try to punch it over. 4 hits indirectly.
I think double hit, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that third hit got a clear, and it didn't. 10-6 Wildcats.
All right, Price with the serve again.
The serve out of bounds.
In favor of the Wolverines
Yeah.
again.
Point will go to the Wolverines, 10-7. They've got to get something rolling here soon.
Rosansky, number 11, now with the serve for the Wolverines.
Good serve by Rosansky, set up by Price. Tapped up there for number 12. Fortunately falls right back to her, McKenna Emmerich. And the point will go to the Wolverines, now 10-8.
I don't know if it was Davis or Nasera that we had right there that hit it right back
Davis.
to them.
Yep, it was Davis.
All
Here's
right,
the serve.
Rosansky with the serve.
By Rosansky. High arcing falls in no man's land. Hey, that's
You and
two
I are
coach.
good at jinxing each other. All right, Rosansky with the serve once again.
Yep, so point for the Wolverines, now 10-9.
They're fighting back here.
Yep. So once again, Rosansky with the serve here for the Wolverines. Down 1 point. Good, strong serve there. Back to Lenhart. Set up there once again for the Wolverines. Number 38, Addie Case.
Gets it over.
Nasera up to Davis. She'll swing. Good swing. It comes right back to the line. Oh, scramble
It's
by.
still alive.
They're going to say net play. Yep. Number 5, Lena Nasera, unfortunately tapped the net. Point will go to the Wolverines, or The Wildcats. Oh, boy, this is going to happen all night long.
Number 30 with the serve now for the Wildcats. Good serve.
By Addie Kay, set up here for Bungar, tapped up and over by Nasser. Back line there, number 22, Julia Graham. Up and over to Lenhart. Good strike. Good play by Figueroa. Set up here for Davis once again. Strike off of the net. And it's still live. Tapped over by Bungar.
It's still live.
Tapped over by
There
Davis. The suspense off of DeFrank and off the wall Davis, and it falls. Some really nice net play.
That ball
3 in a row.
lasted longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, so point for the Wildcats. They're up 12-9. We may have to go with Ellwood and Shenango. I don't know. This is it's tough.
Number 30 serving for the Wildcats.
Kays once again with the serve. Set up for Nasser. Over to Bungar. She's just going to roll it up and over. Price set up there. That back line, Price will tap it over. Set up for Figueroa. And Nasser up to Davis. She'll swing it up and over. Price once again. Tapped over by number 24.
Ooh.
Good play by Summer Doherty. Point for Shenango.
And I think Davis was right there, and it just got over her. So
serve again by Addie Kays. Back to Figueroa, to Nasera, to Bungar. Off the wall, it will fall. Good hit there by Bungar. Number 30, Chloe Bungar, the freshman.
And I think that hit off of number 12 for the Wildcats. Now Nasera, number 5, serving.
Yep.
I'm doing good today.
Front line here for the Wildcats. Tapped over by DeFrank. Fortunately, cross up there for number 7, Morgan Bungar, and Davis. Point goes to the Wildcats.
Substitution, Long comes in, number 22 goes out. So 25 Long came in for the Wildcats, and 24 Doherty now with the serve.
Yep, so Summer Doherty serving. Tapped up for Davis. She'll tap it up and over, and it falls. So 14-11, Wolverines with the point.
And Davis now with the serve, number 44.
So serving is number 44, Gabriel Davis. Trying to call back in this one, down 14-11. High arcing serve there to Lenhart. To the wall, Doherty. Set up there for number 25, Maddie Long. Good.
It's in.
Pick. What a shot. I mean, that you've got to be so precise on that hit. She hit it right down the line. It falls.
All right, 15-11. I think Davis going out, and number 4 coming in for the Wolverines.
Number 4, Genovesa Miller.
And number 12 serving for the Wildcats.
Kenna Emmerich with the serve. Good serve there. Right off the bat, right to Miller. Unfortunately, that's the first time, folks. We've been doing
I read
volleyball.
That play wrong. I thought it went over. It went to the rafters instead.
We've been doing volleyball for 2 years now, and that's the first time I've ever seen a Wolverine hit off the rafter. It's still live, but they have to hit it over, and that's unfortunate for them. So off of Genovesa Miller, off
Emmerich with the serve again.
Yep, and all of a sudden, 3 points, 4 points in a row. And the Wildcats are starting to pull away now, 17-11. Serving again is Emmerich. To Miller, to Nasera, up for Figueroa. She gets it up and over. Back line for the Wildcats. Falls.
Point for the Wolverines.
Yep, so it's 17-12.
Bungar now with the serve, number 30.
So
Chloe?
once again, number 30, Chloe Bungar. She'll be serving here, 17-12 Wildcats. Good serve there by Bungar. That front line, number 25, Maddie Long. She'll get it up and over to Sarah. Does get it cleared over. Genovesa Miller with a good hit back over to the Wildcat side. Set up there at the front line. Tapped off by Lenhart.
Gravity check in favor of the Wolverines.
Yep, point for the Wolverines, 17-13 now.
Chloe Bungar with the serve once again, number 30.
So down 4 points. The Wolverines coming back here a little bit. Good serve. Pocket side there. Price does get over for the Wildcats. Set up by Bungar. Tapped over by Nasser. Back to the line. Set up by Figueroa. Back to Nasser. She'll tap to the back line. Set up here for Doherty and then Price. Maddie Long. Back over by Miller. Tap to DeFrank. Back to Figueroa. Off of the wall. I think it was number 7 off the wall. Bungar, and it falls. Point for the Wildcats.
All right, now we got number 11 with the serve for the Wildcats.
So number 11, Elise Lenhart, sophomore. Pretty much playing that front line fairly well.
Jump serve.
Bungar to Nasser. Unfortunately, off of the officials' little box there, so the point will go to the Wildcats, 19-13.
All right, number 11 with the serve once again for the Wildcats.
So
Jump serve.
Lenhart, unfortunately,
into the net.
And that makes the score 19-14.
We now have number 7, the other Bungar.
Yep. So this is number 7, Morgan Bungar, the junior.
She's serving now for Ellwood. Good serve to Price.
To Doherty, up and over to DeFrank. She gets it up and over. Bungar gets it over. DeFrank off the net. Does fall. Addie Kays. She'll tap it over. Back over by the Wildcats. Set up for DeFrank. She'll tap it to the back line. Off of Bungar. Scrambled by Miller.
Oh, gravity check. That was a nice save by, who'd you say, Miller?
Yep.
With that
Genovesa Miller has made 3 or 4 of those saves. I tell you what.
Yeah, that was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they saved it. Long with the serve now, number 25 with the jump serve.
Bungar. Set up there for the other Bungar. Back across
Straight
the net.
over.
Yep. And she even looked at it. Number 24, Summer Doherty, she said, my bad. You could tell she was not ready for that to go and clear.
Miller goes out, number 4, and Davis, number 44, coming back in.
Yep.
Figure out number 3 serving for the Wolverines.
Down 5 points here, 20-15, second set. Wolverines need to call
nice
back.
Serve.
Back to the front line. Doherty over to Price. She'll tap it up and over to Figuerel. To Nasser up for Davis. She'll swing. Tapped over.
Davis gets it over.
Off of number 22, Julia Graham out of bounds. And the point goes to the Wolverines, 20-16.
All right. Figuerel with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
So number 3,
Serving
Emma
a
Figuerel.
4-point deficit.
Yep. Down 4. Here's the serve. Good serve. Back line to Lenhart. Tapped up for Doherty. Up and over for Addie Kays. She gets it up. Figuerel to Nasser. Up to Davis. She'll swing.
Davis gets it over.
Back to Price. Then to Doherty. Once again, Addie Kays. Second time. Good play there
Saved
by Bungar.
Figuerel. Oh, Bungar? I thought it was Figuerel.
Yep. Davis back line. Too
Out
hard.
of bounds.
Point for the Wildcats. Now 21-16. Checking in is number 12, McKenna Emmerich.
And
serving is
25, I think Long went out.
Yep.
Price, number 14, the libero, serving for the Wildcats.
So Allie Price gets the serve it up and over Figuerel. Nasser, good play there.
Oh, I
Tapped
thought it
up
was
by
Leah
Davis.
Price.
Yeah, Leah. I gotta ask around because it has an E at the end. Fortunately, off of Rosansky, and the point will go to the Wildcats.
22-16.
22-16.
Price with the serve.
So 6-point lead for the Wildcats. Serve goes into the net. Point for the Wolverines. Wolverines will need to get something rolling here. Down 5 points, and at the same time, Shenango only 3 points away from the second set.
Rosansky, number 11, with the serve for the Wolverines.
So Kira Rosansky with the serve. Good serve. Set up there for the front line of the Wildcats. Tapped over by Addie Kays off of Bungar. Out of bounds. Kind of caught her off guard, unfortunately. And that will set up the Wildcats just 2 points away from the second set here.
Speaking of Case, Addie Case, number 30, serving for the Wildcats.
Addie Case with the serve. Nasera taps it up and over. Catches
the
Wildcats off guard. Most of the time, Nasera setting up Davis or Bungar from that far side. This time she taps it over. Nice play there for
So Nasera gets the serve now, number 5.
Served by Nasera. Backline Price out of bounds. Nice attempt there by Addie Kays. Point will go to the Wolverines.
I think that caught them off guard when Price hit it.
Yep, and that quickly shuts down.
Timeout.
Timeout by the Wildcats. Probably your smart play there. Hey, listen, let's just finish this here. 23-19. We'll take a short little break. Second set, JV matchup volleyball. Welcome back, folks. 23-19 Wildcats with the lead here. Second set, just 2 points away from victory. Serving is the Wolverines. Nacera. Serve
to Price.
Crosses up
She
the
got
Wildcats. Set up for DeFrank. Off the wall. Bungar up. Set up. Oh, unfortunately
I think that
hit.
was into the rafters, and Rosansky kind of hits it down.
Yep.
So set point and game point for the Wildcats.
Yep.
Maddie Long comes in, and number 22 went out. And then 24, Doherty.
Yep.
With the serve
So
for the
Summer
Wildcats.
Doherty serving for the Wildcats.
Game and set point.
Here's the serve to Rosansky to Nacera. Set up there for Davis. She unfortunately hits it short.
Into the net.
Yep. And
so that is the JV game.
So 25-17 first set, followed by a 25-19 set. The Wildcats JV team will defeat the Wolverines 2-0. That will put us about 6:47 here, folks. We will keep this live stream open. Both teams will have about 20-minute practice session and then a couple serves there for 5 minutes, and then we'll get started here. The varsity matchup is set for 7:30. Folks, do not go anywhere. This is a big one. Both teams are setting up for that third seed in the playoffs in the MAC conference. So there's that. So we'll take a little break. We'll come back at the top of the hour, or about 5 minutes, 7:10 after. We'll talk a little bit about Ellwood City sports this week, and then we'll set you up with a little bit of a break till 7:30. So take a little time, get a nice little break there, get something to eat, something to drink, and we'll be back here about 7:10 with a 7:30 varsity.
Yeah, just be paying attention to the stream, because I do know last time we were at home, we did start probably around 7 o'clock or so. It caught us off guard.
Yeah,
so.
we did start early, so we'll keep you posted. But with it being 6:40, almost 6:50 now, good chance that this one will start on time.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close to 7:30 anyway.
Yep. So we'll come back here. We'll take a little break, bringing you varsity action of Shenango versus Ellwood City Volleyball. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Lincoln High School Big Gym. It's about 7:10 here, local time, about 20 minutes per se to 7:30. We've got 5:30 on the clock here, so I'm presuming that we will have a 7:15 start here. We'll chime back in about close to that time, and we'll know for sure. No matter what, we'll start our presentation, shall we say, of the varsity matchup here about 7:15. Until then, we're going to take a little bit of a break here to finish up a couple things. The only thing we really have to talk about this week was two events that were primary ones. Yesterday being middle school football. They went and defeated Riverside 36-0. You got to watch that broadcast on our station, on our website, as well as our YouTube page. So the Wolverines did win, so they improved to 3-2-1. The other note this week was Tuesday night, these varsity volleyball players for Ellwood did defeat Freedom 3-0. So they won that. We're going to talk eventually about cross country. They had the MAC conference meet. That's kind of used as a practice per se for the cross country team, so it's not an official meet for the Wolverines, but they use that as practice because they've got a big one. The Tri-County Championship, running-wise, is this Saturday. So they'll be using that Tuesday practice to help motivate for Saturday's racing. So we'll take a little bit of a break here. We're about 4 minutes away. We'll chime back in here close to 7:15. Hi there, folks. Welcome to Lincoln High School Big Gym. As tonight we've got a great matchup here for you. The varsity volleyball teams from Shenango Wildcats and the Ellwood City Wolverines. Ellwood City comes into play 8-4, 7-4 in conference play. The Wildcats, very similar, 7-4 in conference play as well. This is for that number 3 seed, shall we say, in the MAC conference. So we'll have our national anthem here shortly, and then we'll bring you starting lineups. All right, folks, once again, the Wolverines come in at 8-4, 7-4 conference play. The Wildcats also 7-4. They actually own the tiebreaker, shall we say, because they defeated the Wolverines in the first half of the schedule. So we'll start off with the lineup for the Wildcats. Number, I believe, 21. Let's see, Hannah Kraus.
Number 30.
Number 30, Addie Case.
11.
Number 11, Elise Lenhart.
28.
Number 28, Angelina Bocelli.
Number 5.
Number 5, Julia George. Number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Number 7, Emily Ferdruzzi. Number 33, Kylie Rubin. And then senior number 17, the one and only senior, Cassidy Peter. The head coach is for the Wildcats is Greg Dugan and Caitlin Schnell with the assistants. Now your starting lineup for your Ellwood City Wolverines.
Starting with number 21.
Number 21, freshman 5'8", Delaney Sturgeon.
Number 22.
Number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, sophomore, 5'4".
Number 12.
Number 12, Claire Noble, sophomore, 6 foot.
Number 24.
Number 24, junior, 5'5", Alyssa Donley.
Number 13.
Number 13, junior, 5'10", Morgan Hooker.
Number 2.
Number 2, senior, 5'10", Angelina Ricciardi.
And the libero, number 20.
Number 20, senior, 5'5", Jenna Vedica.
Number 14.
And finally, number 14, senior, 5'7", Angelina Nardone. The head coach for the Wolverines is Jenna Ricciardi, and the assistant coaches are Susan Clampton as well as Joe Ricciardi. So on your screen real quick, folks, is the standings for 2A Section 1 MAC Conference standings. Laurel is undefeated in play. They've got a couple more games here to go. Just 3 more matches for all teams, basically, that have played the 14-game schedule of conference games. Laurel's at the top at 12-2, 11-0 in conference. The Shenango has kind of made their way in there, and in fact, I believe they have clinched playoff seed. 9-2 in conference play, and then there you go. There's the matchup: Ellwood City and Shenango. Ellwood City with an 8-4 record, Shenango with a 7-4. Technically, the Wildcats own the tiebreaker because they defeated the Wolverines in that first half. So this is a big one, folks. This will determine most likely, unless there is a blemish in the last week of volleyball schedule, this will determine the number 3 seed and the number 4 seed from the MAC Conference. So the officials now are looking at numbers, making sure that we've got the correct numbers. I'm going to look through them from Wildcats.
Starters for the Wildcats, number 17.
Number 17, the lone senior, Cassidy Peter.
Number 7.
Number 7, junior, Emily Fedruzzi.
Number 21.
Number 21, the tall freshman, Hannah Kraus.
Number 20.
Number 20, sophomore, Maria Bryant.
23, I believe?
Yep. No, 33. Number 33, junior, Kylie Rubin.
And the libero, number 8.
And then junior, number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. For the Wolverines, your starting lineup is?
We got 13.
Number 13, Morgan Hooker.
24.
Number 24, Alyssa Donley.
2.
Number 2, Angelina Ricciuti.
Libero, number 20.
Number 20, Jenna Vetica.
Number 22.
Number 22, Gabrielle Clantis.
And number 14.
And number 14, Angelina Nardone. So here we go, folks.
And let's see. Looks like the Wolverines are going to be serving first with Nardone.
So once 14. Again, varsity level, the best of 5 sets. And the Wolverines will start us off here in set number 1. Number 14, Angelina Nardone will set us off. Here we go, folks. Set up here for number 7 for the Wildcats, Emily Fedruzzi.
Over.
Back to Nardone. Good strike there. Comes back to that front line. Number 17 for the Wildcats. Tapped over.
Gets it over.
Tapped up by Nardone. Unfortunately, she's going to hit the net. So they're going to say a double touch there.
So the Wildcats get the first point of the varsity match. Number 7 now serving for the Wildcats.
Number 7
with a jump serve.
Being Emily Fedruzzi. Good serve there, set up by Vetica, tapped over by Nardone, out of bounds. And quickly, just like that, the Wildcats jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Number 7 with the serve once again.
So serving is number 7, junior Emily Fedruzzi. We've heard that name last year a lot. This is the one team that did
jump serve,
play very well against the Wolverines last year and not only this year. Tapped over by Nardone. It falls.
To no man's land.
Yep.
You had about 3 Wildcats going for that, trying to get that dig.
You had the entire back line for the Wildcats looking for that dig, and unfortunately it falls. And
so
fortunately,
substitution,
first point for the Wolverines.
Number 22 goes out, and 12, Claire Noble comes in. Number 2 serving for the Wolverines.
So number 2 being Angelina Ricciuti, one of the 3 seniors. Deep serve there for Ricciuti, unfortunately out of bounds. So that makes the score 3-1.
Number
Wildcats
17
early.
serving for the Wildcats. And number 20 for the Wildcats goes out, and number 5 coming in.
So serving now is number 17, the senior, Cassidy Peters. Peter with the serve to Morgan Hooker, set up there for Nardone. Tapped up by Claire Noble. Unfortunately, comes back to the Wolverines side.
Yeah,
that makes the
right
score
back
4-1.
By the Wildcats. So 17 with the serve once again.
So Cassidy Peter, the one and only senior for the Wildcats. Deep serve there to Ricciuti at the line. It falls on the Wolverine side, 5-1. Wildcats jumping out early in this one, folks.
Number 17 with the serve.
So serve by Peter. Gets it up and over. Back by Nardone. Back to the Wildcats side. Peter taps up to Nardone once again. Back to Hooker. Back to Nardone. She'll just hit it up and over. Set up
the
there.
libero.
For number 33, Rubin. She'll tap it up and over. Morgan once again to Nardone. Back line set up here. The Rubin once again off that front line wall. Point for the Wildcats now 6-1. Shenango with the lead.
17 with the serve. That's what, maybe 4 points in a row, Brad?
Yeah, some good serving here by Cassidy Peter. Good serve once again to Ricciuti, out of bounds. Good attempt by number 24, Alyssa Donley. Point
kind of
go to
goes
the Wildcats.
into the scorers table there, Brad.
Yeah, and that's an early 7-1 lead for the Wildcats.
And
they
the Wolverines
take the early
timeout.
Yeah, the Wolverines take the timeout here just to stop some really good serves by Cassidy Peter, and so far, Wolverines suffering 7-1. Folks, you can catch this live stream as well as all of our other ones, including our stream tomorrow. The football team plays travels across the pond, the Connequenessing little shindig there, shall we say, across the little bridge. Not always the most favorite bridge, but we cross the bridge here and we'll play our rivals in the Rivell Cup, Riverside. as other people say, the other side. That is a 7 p.m. start. I believe that's also senior night for Riverside, so definitely come out to the game. It's going to be a good one. Somebody's going to win. That we do know.
Coming out of that timeout, we have number 17 with the serve for the Wildcats.
So once again, Cassidy Peter serving a couple points in a row here so far for the Wildcats. Set up for
Claire Noble gets it over.
Yep, and I think they're going to say
get the point.
Yeah, they're going to say indirectly net play by the Wildcats. So the Wolverines will get the point. Now 7-2. They're going to have to crawl back early in this one.
So it looks like number 13, Morgan Hooker, is serving for the Wolverines.
Here's a serve by Hooker. Does get up and over. Hit by number 7 for Druzy. At the front line there. Good block by Claire Noble. It's going to hit the rafters. Yes, folks. Good block by Claire Noble. It hits the rafters. It has to come back over. It did not. So point for the Wolverines.
So Morgan Hooker with her second serve.
Set up there by number 8, Ashley DeCarbo. Back line for Druzy into the net. Point for the Wolverines, and it makes now the score.
And that was actually a good play by the Wildcats because no one was really there after the libero, number 8, hit it.
Yep.
So it comes back to Hooker for the serve.
It's a good serve by Morgan Hooker. Set up here for the Wildcats. Number 33, Ruben Cotter in stride. Set up by Nardone. Back line there to the libero. Set up once again for Ruben. Back to Nardone. To Donnelly. Back to Nardone for the hit. Good hit. Good attempt by Cassidy.
Out of bounds by 17, I believe.
Yep, good attempt by Cassidy Peter, but it does go out of bounds. So the point will go to the Wolverines now 7-5. So a good use of that timeout by head coach Jen Retrudy.
Hooker
4 points
with
in
the
a row.
serve.
Cassidy Peter set up Ruben. She'll tap it up and over. Donnelly sets up Nardone all the way over to Delaney Sturgeon, unfortunately into the net. And the point will go to the Wildcats 8-5.
So number 21 going out for the Wildcats. 11 came in. The libero went out.
As well
possibly
as
number 5 came in.
Yep, number 28, Angelina Buccelli
out
came
number
in.
28.
So serving
and
is
number 11 serving.
Number 11, Elise Lenhart. Good serve by Lenhart. Set up here for Claire Noble. Off the wall, back to the Wolverine side. Set up by Vedeka. Up to Claire Noble. She'll tap it up and over.
Gets it over, but
I think they're going to say double touch.
Yep, double tap.
Hit by Claire Noble, and the point will go to the Wildcats 9-5.
Number 11 with the serve once again for the Wildcats with a jump serve.
Good set up by Vedeka off the court. Up and over to Delaney Sturgeon. She'll tap it up and over for Druzy. Back over to Ruben. She strikes it home. Good strike by.
It's in no man's land.
Yeah, number 33, junior Kylie Ruben. She's kind of the highlight, shall we say, of that front line. Not the tallest on the team. That would be the freshman Hannah Kraus, but the most effective spiker, shall we say, in that front line.
So 11 with the jump serve.
Once again, the Vedeka out of bounds. Point for Shenango. And it's now 11-5 Wildcats. Set up once again
jump
for the serve
again.
Lenhart, back line, Donnelly, up to Nardone. She'll tap it up and
it's
over.
Over to no man's land.
So good play by Nardone. Good recognition knowing that nobody was in that middle line there.
We had a substitution. Looks like number 11 and 21 went out, and number 7 and the libero, number 8, came in.
So Emily Fedruzzi and Ashley DeCarbo.
Number 24 serving for the Wolverines.
So Alyssa Donnelly for the Wolverines. Good serve, back line there for the Wildcats. Set up here for number 33, Ruben. She taps it out of bounds, unfortunately, off of Angelina Retrudy. Point for the Wildcats.
Trying to run into her teammates there. You saw her real quick take a chair instead of running into them. All right, we got number 33 now serving for the Wildcats.
So
and I believe 33. This is the freshman, you said, right?
No, this is the junior, Ruben.
Junior?
Yep, Kylie Ruben. Set up here for the Wolverines, 24, Donnelly, unfortunately into the net. Point for the Wildcats, 13-6 now.
Number 33 with the serve once again.
So Ruben
looks
with
like
the
another
serve.
Jump serve.
Good serve. Coming our way here up to number 24, Donnelly, out of bounds. So that makes the score now 14-6.
We had someone from our student section you saw catch it right in front of us.
Yep.
Otherwise, Brad would have to play catch real quick because it was coming right for you, Brad.
Yep.
Number 33 with the serve, jump serve.
Set up by Vedeka, up to Nardone, over to Claire Noble. Good strike. Good setup for
so that's
the Wolverines.
A point for the Wolverines.
Yep, 14-7. A nice setup for the Wolverines front line there.
So we got another substitution. Claire Noble going out, number 22 coming in, and 22 will take the serve for the Wolverines.
So a couple substitutions for that serving is number 22, Gabrielle Calantis, the sophomore, 5'4", coming in. Good serve by Calantis, out of bounds, and just like that, you come in and get a point.
That was a nice dig by the libero, number 8, for the Wildcats, though.
Yep, fortunately just goes a little bit hard out of bounds. So 14-8 now.
So 22 with the Calantis with the serve once again.
Serve goes into the net, and that will be a point for the Wildcats, 15-8. Something that the Wolverines need to definitely work on is service errors.
So substitution, number 20 came in, and number 5 went out for the Wildcats.
So number 20 being Maria Bryant.
And she
sophomore.
will take the serve.
Good serve by Bryant, set up there, unfortunately, off of Morgan Hooker, off the backside of Retrudy, and a point will go to the Wildcats as they have doubled up the Wolverines once again, 16-8.
Number 20 with the serve once again.
So Maria
Student
Bryant.
section trying to distract by pounding their feet.
Set up there by the Wolverines.
Hooker
off that front line.
She got
nice
it over,
play
though.
by the Wildcats for Druzy. She does get it over. Nardone up for Retrudy. She'll tap it up and over. Back over to the Wolverines side. Set up by Retrudy once again. Back to that front line for Druzy. Off the wall, and it falls.
Point for the Wolverines, 9-16.
So good wall there by Morgan Hooker as well as number 14, Angelina Nardone, off of the libero number 8, Ashley DeCarbo.
So the libero number 20 comes in for 21, I think?
Yep.
Went out.
So Vedeka serve to Ferdruzzi off that wall. This time it falls. Makes the score 17-9.
Yep. All right, libero goes out, and 21 came in for Shenango. 25, Maddie Long, comes in for number 28 for the Wildcats as well. Number 25, Maddie Long with the serve.
So once again, Long with the serve here. Jump serve. Back line.
No
Unfortunately,
man's land.
Wolverines kind of collided each other. Point for the Wildcats. It's now 18-9 Shenango.
So our student section's still building. I see a good crowd outside there still, too.
Set up there by Calantis, up and over to Morgan Hooker.
She gets it over.
Good defense there by number 20, Maria Bryant, but
Wolverines.
unfortunately hits the net. Point for the Wolverines, now 18-10.
And Nardone, number 14.
Yep, so number 14, Angelina Nardone's going to be serving. Substitution there for the Wildcats. Couple rotate in and out. So Nardone will be serving for the Wolverines. Down 8 points here early, first set. Set up here on the backside for Druzy, up and over Morgan Hooker, and unfortunately it falls. Point for the Wildcats, now 19-10.
And I think our varsity football practice just ended because that's the
Yep.
boys I see coming
Yeah,
in.
you've
I
got
just
the
saw
middle
Gavin
school
Partridge
and-
come in.
Yep, you got
So
the middle
that's our
school football
varsity.
practicing, and then the varsity as well. Serving is for
Number
Druzy.
7
Number 7 set up
was
for
a jump
Nardone.
serve.
Andrew Trudy back to the Wolverine side, but out of bounds.
Point for the Wolverines, now 11-19. Claire Noble is coming back in, number 22 going out for the Wolverines. Number 2 with the serve for Ellwood.
Number 2, Angelina Retrudy, the senior. One of 3 seniors on the Wolverines team. Does get the serve over. Good serve. Back line here, setting up for Druzy. She hits it up and over. Nardone. Scramble by Donnelly. Morgan Hooker. She does
Hooker
get it
gets
over. Set up here for number 33, Rubin, right at Nardone's face. Off of her face, and it falls for a point for the Wildcats, now 20-11.
Number 17 serving, and number 5 coming in, and 20 going out for the Wildcats.
Number 5 being Julia George.
17 with the serve.
17, Cassie Peters. She had a good roll of 8 points in a row in that first little session. Set up here to Peter. The Rubin back to the Shenango side, but it was out of bounds, so Shenango will get the point.
Shenango did not touch it. You guys didn't see it because I didn't read the play right, but
So
the
21.
Shenango girls had their hands up real quick saying they didn't touch it.
Yep. So serve once again.
To
Morgan Hooker
Hooker.
does get it up and over for Druzy. Over that far side, number 5. Good hit by Julia
And
George.
that is
It
inbounds
falls.
for a point.
Yep.
For the Wildcats, 22-11, doubled up once again.
So Cassidy Peter,
Number
Good
17
setups
with
there.
the serve.
she serves and then comes up to that front line once again. Good serve. Back to
Vedica.
Vedica. Up and over to Donley. She'll hit it back off of Peter to libero number 8. DeCarbo does get it over as Rubin. Morgan Hooker sets up Nardone. She will swing off that front line back to Peter. She'll set up number 33 Rubin again. Back to Nardone. The Hooker. Back to Nardone. She'll swing this time off the front line. Number 21 Hannah Kraus. It will fall on the Shenango side, so point for the Wolverines, now 22-12.
So Delaney Sturgeon came in for the libero Jenna Vedica, and number 13 Morgan Hooker with the serve for the Wolverines.
So number 13 Morgan Hooker.
And
Here's
our
the serve
student
by
section
Hooker.
with the Let's Go Ellwood cheer.
Good serve by Hooker, and it falls on the Shenango side. That'll be 22-13. So a little bit of encouragement here. I know, folks, you don't hear it because we don't have the mic. It would be blaring, but a good crowd here for this matchup. Back to Peter at the line. She'll tap it up to Rubin off of Morgan Hooker, out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, 23-13.
All right, so 28 came in for the libero number 8, and number 11 is coming in for number 21, and number 11 with the serve.
So the sophomore Elise Lenhart will be serving here.
And 28 was the other one, I believe I said came in.
Here's the serve off of the net. Point for the Wolverines will make the score 23-14.
So make that switch again, 11 going out, 21 coming in. And now number 24 serving for the Wolverines.
So Alyssa Donley, the junior, is serving for the Wolverines, down 9 points. Good serve there, back to the libero DeCarbo. Set up for Rubin, off the wall. Hit up by Vedica to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over.
Gets it over to no man's land.
Yep.
We saw about 2 girls from the Shenango's side kind of dive for it.
And we saw that a lot in the JV matchup for Nacera. Nardone's doing the exact same thing here for the Wolverines and the varsity level.
24 with the serve once again.
Serve to that back line. DeCarbo up for Peter for Rubin. This time, hard strike. Cross court serve and good hit there. Strike.
I think just barely in bounds.
Yep.
For the Wildcats
She
as well.
picks her corner. It is number 33,
So
Kylie
number
Rubin.
33 serving for the set point.
Yep. She will be serving here
24-15.
Here's the serve. Good set up by Donley up to Nardone. Back to Donley. She'll hit it up and over. Back to DeCarbo through the rafters. Peter up to for Druzy. She'll tap it up and over to Vedica. Up to Nardone. She'll just give a little tap over. Back to that front line. Nardone sets it up once again to Claire Noble. She taps it up and over. Set up by Rubin to Peter. Over to number 5. George off of the Wolverines. They keep it alive.
They get it over.
Back to the front line for Druzy. Into the net.
Into the net. Point for the Wolverines. 16-24.
And that is a big point. Serve does come back over to the Wolverine side. That's a huge point.
Claire Noble going out and 22 coming in for the Wolverines. And number 22 will take the serve.
So sophomore Gabrielle Calantis will be serving here. Any point here for the Wildcats. And this serve, or this set, is done. So good serve by Calantis, set up by Peter. She'll tap it up and over. Vedica with the running play here. Up to Nardone, up to number 2, Retrudy. Back at her. And unfortunately, that point will go to the Wildcats.
Wildcats take the first set, 25-16.
Yeah, so the first set will go to Shenango, 25-16. They'll take the early 1-0 lead. It is a best of 5, so they have to win at least 3 sets. We'll come back here, folks, to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. It is 1-0 Shenango. We'll take a little bit of a timeout. All right, folks, welcome back to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. As you went and witnessed here in the first set, the Shenango Wildcats did defeat the Wolverines in the first set 25-16. So we got second set here. The Wildcats will be starting off with our service here.
And
officials
number 7 is going to be serving for the Wildcats.
Yep. So the officials will make sure all the numbers are correct in the right location here.
And the libero comes in number 8, and number 28 went out.
So with the serve will be number 7, and that is Emily Fedruzzi, one of the 5 juniors for the
Jump
Wildcats.
serve.
Set up here for Nardone, up and over to Trudy, off that front wall, and picking up right where they left off is the Wildcats. They're up 1-0 early in this second set.
So number 7 with the serve once again for the Wildcats with another jump serve.
Back line there off of number 22, Gabrielle Calantis.
Goes out of bounds.
And it's 2-0 Shenango Wildcats.
Number 7 with the serve.
So for Druzy, serve, good one again. Calantis up to Morgan Hooker, back to Donnelly. They're going to say double touch by number 13 Hooker, and that makes the score now 3-0 Wildcats.
Number 7 serving for the 4th time this set. Jump serve.
Good serve once again to Donnelly. Vedica does get it up.
Keeps it in play.
Calantis does get it up and over for the Wildcats. This time is Rubin with the hit off that front line. And the point will go to the Wolverines.
Number 14 or number 2, either Nardone or number 2 was right there to
Yep, I want to say it was number 2,
block
Angelina Retrudy with the block. It makes the score 3-1. Serving is number 14, Angelina Nardone. Back line here set for the Wildcats. Up and over to number 21, Kraus. Fortunately out of bounds. That makes the score 3-2. She was not expecting Cassidy Peter to set her up backwards like that. Caught her off guard a little bit.
So Nardone with the serve once again for Ellwood.
Back line once again for Druzy. Up to Peter, to Rubin. She does not get it over. And just like that, a 3-0 Wildcats, 3-0 points in favor of the Wolverines. Makes the score 3-all.
Nardone with the serve.
Good serve. Back
Nice,
line off to
Carbo.
Up to Rubin off that front line, and it stays inbounds. So point for the Wildcats. Now makes the score 4-3.
Number 20 going out. Number 5 coming in for the Wildcats.
So once again, Julia George, we saw her check in late in that first set and made a good couple hits across the net.
Number 17 with the serve.
So Cassidy Peter, back line to Calantis, up to Nardone, over to Donnelly. She'll swing up and over to Fedruzzi, back line up to Peter, up to Rubin, back line once again. Good save by Donnelly, up to Morgan Hooker. She does get it over. Good hit there by the Wildcats.
With the dig.
Up off of Calantis to Vedica. To Nardone. She'll tap it up and over. Set for Peter. On the backside there is number 5, George. She does swing in. I tell you what.
No man's land.
I tell you what, folks. That's the 3rd or 4th time she's gotten a hit where not necessarily the tallest player on the court, but she gets it into that pocket corner left side for the point.
Number 17 with the serve. 5 serving 3.
So Peter once again to Vedica, up to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over. Kraus off that front line. Over by DeCarbo. Back to Nardone, up to Hooker. Back to Nardone for the hit here. Back to Peters. Up to DeCarbo, to Rubin. She'll just swing it up and over. Vedica to Nardone. She'll set up Hooker. She gets that cross-court shot.
Over,
and it is in.
Good for a Wolverine point. 4-2-5.
Yep.
With number 2, Ricciuti. Is number 2 Ricciuti?
Yep.
Okay.
So Angelina Ricciuti serving. Coming in, back in is number 12, Claire Noble for the Wolverines. Check it out, was Calantis.
22.
So Wolverines down 1 point. Back over to the Wolverines side here to Donnelly. She'll set up Nardone. She'll just tap it up and over that front line. Set up by George to Rubin. Peter will get it up and over to Nardone once again to Donnelly. Back to Nardone for the swing. Back line to Carbo through the rafters. Peters up to Kraus. She'll get that cross-court shot to Nardone. Donnelly does get it up. Nardone will get it up and over. Good swing there. Out of bounds. Good play by Angelina Nardone. Does come to the far side here.
5-all now.
Yep.
Ricciuti with the serve.
So point for the Wolverines, makes the score 5-5. And a lot better start for the Wolverines in this one. 5-all. Ricciuti with the serve.
serve.
Good serve. It drops
no
in.
man's land.
That hits the
puts
paw
the
print.
Wolverines up ahead for the first time in this match today.
Yep. That hit the paw print, and that side is in. 6-5 Wolverines. Good serve by Ricciuti, and all of a sudden it's now 7-5 Wolverines with a little bit of a run here, folks.
All right, Ricciuti with the serve once again.
So Ricciuti once again. Good serve. Backline to Carbo. This time Peter does get it up and over. Ruben tapped back over by Claire Noble. Backline there. Tapped over by Peters. Up to Nardone. Back to Donnelly. Back to Nardone with the swing. Deep shot there, but Fedruzzi does hit it. Ruben does get it back over to the Wolverine side. Set up by Ricciuti. Up to Nardone. Over to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing too hard out of bounds. And the point will go to the Wildcats, 7-6. Rotations coming
now
in is
number 11 coming in. 21 went out. And number 8, the libero, went out, but I'm guessing 28. That's who usually subs in for the libero.
So Elise Lenhart here with the serve. Good serve off.
To the net.
To the
Point
net.
for the Wolverines, now 8-6 with Morgan Hooker serving. I can't talk. There's a reason I'm not usually a commentator.
So serving is number 13, Morgan Hooker. 2-point lead for the Wolverines.
To the
Carbo,
libero.
to Peter. That's going to be a carry, unfortunately, by number 17, Cassidy Peter. So the point will go to the Wolverines.
Are now up by 3, 9-6. Morgan Hooker with the serve, forthcoming.
Morgan Hooker with the serve, up 3 points, back to Fedruzzi, to Peter. She'll swing over to Ruben. She'll tap it up over the line. Unfortunately, Delaney Sturgeon did tap it, and it caught Ricciuti out of position there a little bit. So the point will go to the Wildcats, 9-7 now.
Number 33 with the serve for the Wildcats.
So serving for the Wildcats is number 33, Kylie Rubin.
Jump serve.
Jump serve. Good hit there by Donnelly. Back over to their side. Fedruzzi just stands there and knocks it home. So
that
point
was
for the
a
Wildcats.
good save by Donnelly, though.
Yep.
that was real close to out of
It
bounds.
was a very good play by Donnelly. Nothing you could do there on that one, unfortunately.
So number 33 with the serve once again for the Wildcats.
So Ruben once again.
Jump serve.
Back to the line
to
to Vedica. Good play by Nardone. Hit over by Ricciuti. Does get on the opposite side. Set up here for number 33. Ruben coming in. Hit there by Nardone. Up to Delaney Sturgeon. Still swinging up and over to Ruben on that back line. Set up for Peter. Over to Fedruzzi. That's in bounds. Point. Shenango. And just like that, that 9-6 lead evaporates. 9-all.
Number 33 with the serve once again for the Wildcats.
So Kylie Rubin, one of the juniors on the team. Good serve once again. Donnelly to Nardone. Back to Vedica. She'll just roll it up over. Set up there by George. To Peter, to that back line. Rubin, she'll come swinging through. Nardone set it up for Donnelly. Back to Nardone. Here's a swing through. It drops off of Rubin. And the lead will go back to the Wolverines.
10-9 with Donnelly. Number 24 serving for the Wolverines.
So Alyssa Donnelly.
Looks like band practice just ended. I see a couple of my guys coming in.
It's a little bit of everybody coming in for this big matchup. Here's
Donnelly
the serve
with
by
the serve.
Donnelly. Deep serve there to DeCarbo. Backline, Peter set up for number 7 for Jersey off that wall.
Over.
Back to Nardone, up and over to Delaney Sturgeon. She'll swing it. Good hit.
And Delaney Sturgeon gets it to no man land. Number 30 tried to save it, but could not get it. So 11-9 with Donnelly. Serve forthcoming for the Wolverines.
Serve once again by Donnelly. Good arcing serve. Back to DeCarbo. Out of bounds.
That was to the libero, number 8.
So that'll make the score now 12-9. 3-point lead for the Wolverines.
Donnelly with the serve, forthcoming.
And there's a timeout
by the Wildcats, I believe.
Yep, Shenango will take the timeout. So Wolverines are leading 12-9. We'll take a short little break here in the second set.
Looking at our section.
Yep.
And the Shenango section of who came to see the game in person.
Yep, so very good crowd here tonight. Once again, a big matchup. Both teams 7-4 in conference play. The Wildcats do have the tiebreaker because they defeated the Wolverines, I believe, in that third week of play. Whoever wins this matchup should if they do not have a blemish in that last week of competition, should finish as the number 3 seed. The loser will most likely finish as the 4 seed. The 3 seed and the 4 seed is technically not locked, but there's a good chance here come Tuesday these
so
teams
much
will be
for
locked.
the break for us. They go through that minute break real quick, or minute timeout real quick. Coming back from the timeout, number 24, Donnelly with the serve for the Wolverines.
Good straight serve there for Donnelly. Set up there for George. She hits it into the net.
Into the net. Another point for the Wolverines. 13-9. Donnelly serve forthcoming for the Wolverines.
So the Wolverines with their largest lead so far in this match of 4 points. Here's a serve by Donnelly. Backline to Carbo once again. Set up for Peter. She'll set it up for Druzzi. Backline off of Angelina Retruti. Unfortunately falls. Point for the Wildcats, 13-10.
Now number 5 going out for the Wildcats. Number 20 coming in, and number 20 will take the serve.
So number 20 being Maria Bryant. We saw her in that first sequence there in the first set doing some pretty good serves.
To Vedica.
Tapped over by Nardone. Back to DeCarbo. She hits it out of bounds.
And
Point for the Wolverines.
Answer. So it looks like Calantis, number 22, is coming in for Claire Nobre, number 12. And looks like Calantis with the serve. 14-10, Wolverines.
So 4-point lead for the Wolverines. Gabrielle Calantis here with the serve.
In the second set.
Good serve by Calantis. Off the front line, Peter. She just tapped it up. Good luck there. Angelina Trudy, good hit there. Back over. Oh, boy.
Gravity check, unfortunately, on the Wolverines.
Those are the unforced errors you cannot have. You've got to be ready.
Looks like think they were 28 went out, and number 25, Maddie Long, came in, and she will be serving for the Wildcats.
Good serve by Maddie Long off Donnelly. Unfortunately, out of bounds. Point will go to the Wildcats, now 14-12.
So 21 came. No, I think they were already in. Okay. Maddie Long with the serve once again for the Wildcats.
Jump serve off the front net there. Donnelly does make the play up to Delaney Sturgeon. Unfortunately, out of bounds.
A little too long.
Yep, and that's 3 points now in a row for the Wildcats.
Yep, 14-13 in favor of the Wolverines, but just by 1 point.
Served by Maddie. Does fall
just
inbounds.
That makes it 14 all.
And just after the Wolverines had a 4-point lead, that once again, the second time, evaporates.
They answered with those 4 points right back.
Yep.
Maddie Long
all.
with the serve now for the Wildcats, number 25.
Jump serve once again. Donnelly up to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over, but out of bounds. 15-14, Wildcats with the lead. So 5 points in a row for Shenango.
Maddie Long with the serve again. Jump serve.
Donnelly set it up again. Nardone off that front wall with Sturgeon. Point for the Wildcats, now 16-14.
Looks like, I'm guessing number 21 was right there for that block.
Yep. So
either 21 or 7.
Yep, the freshman
with the block.
Hannah Krause with the block.
Maddie Long with the serve once again.
To Calantis up into the rafters, still in play. Donnelly does make the play. Nardone does get it up and over. Set up here for Peter. Up to number 21, Krause. Back at her. Off the wall.
And point for the Wolverines. 15-16. And now, let's see, Delaney Sturgeon went out. I'm guessing Vedica came in.
Yep.
I don't know if Vedica was in last play.
Yeah, Jenna Vedica comes back in for the service
libero,
here.
Number 20, Jenna Vedica with the serve.
Good serve. Back set up here for Peter. Up to Ferdruzzi. Off that front line. Back to Ferdruzzi. Up to Peter once again. Back line was Calantis. Nardone sets it up for Retruti. Off the wall. Out of bounds. Off Wildcats. And it's a point for the Wolverines.
Nice attempted block by the Wildcats, but did not get anywhere.
So 16 all. And folks, this is setting up for a nice 9-point, 10-point run here.
Vedica with the serve.
DeCarbo back line here to Ferdruzzi. Up to number 20. She does get it over. Is
Vedica. Nardone. Hooker gets it, hits it over to no man's land.
It falls. Point for the Wolverines. They get ahead now, 17-16.
trying to figure out what my best zoom is with this.
The setting is Vedica. Good serve off of DeCarbo.
Nice attempted
Ashley
dig by the
DeCarbo.
libero,
Yep.
number 8 for the Wildcats, but
now-
does not get anything.
It's
So now
18-16.
18-16. Vedica with the serve into the net.
And that may be the very first time all year long that we've seen a service error by Jenna. She's usually on point. But
All right.
that makes the score now
Looks like
18-17.
Number 30 went out and 33 came in. Number 7 for the Wildcats on the serve. Jump
for
serve.
Jersey. Jenna
Gets it to
Vedica does
Vedica.
get it up off the net there. Nardone swung and missed, and the point will go to the Wildcats, now 18-all.
Number 7 with the serve for the Wildcats once again. Jump serve.
Off the front
Into
net.
the net.
Unfortunate for the Wolverines. It does fall inbounds. It's now 19-18. Wildcats. Back and forth action here.
Number 7 with the serve. Jump serve forthcoming.
She had to reach back for that one. Off of 22. Clantis out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, and there you go. 20-18. Wildcats with the lead. And
I
a
think
timeout.
Wolverines.
Head coach Jenna Retrudy is going to have to talk to them to figure out what we got here. 20-18, second set. We'll take a short little break as well.
We'll see.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Lincoln High School Big Gym. Wildcats are up 20-18. A couple, I think, 3 or 4 points there. Run has the Shenango Wildcats ahead. Emily for Jersey, number 7, is serving. 20-18.
Jump
Set up
serve.
there by
Nice
Calantis.
recovery. And it
Hit
was
there by the Wildcats. Ruben does get it up and over. Donnelly set up for Nardone. Up to Retrudy off that front wall. Back to Nardone. Set up by Vedica. Over to Morgan Hooker. She'll just
She
punch
gets
it up
it
and
over.
over. Set to that front line. Peter up to Kraus. She does tap it over. Vedica sets it up. Nardone up and over to Donnelly. She'll swing and miss. And the point will go to the Wildcats, now 21-18.
Number 7 with the serve.
So Emily
For
for
the
Jersey.
Wildcats.
For the Wildcats.
Jump serve.
This one goes into the net. Point for the Wolverines, 21-19.
All right, now we got number 14, Nardone, with the serve for the Wolverines.
So Angelina Nardone with the serve here. Good serve, back line to DeCarbo, up to Peter, set up for Ruben. Good strike there. Unfortunately, Calantis was trying to set it up off of her.
Hits off Calantis, goes in,
Wildcats.
out of bounds. Now number 17 serving for the Wildcats, 22-19.
So one senior for the Wildcats, Cassidy Peter with the serve. Unfortunately goes into the net.
Now 20-22, number 2 with the serve. Claire Noble coming in, and Calantis went out for the Wolverines.
So serve will be number 2, Angelina Retrudy. Wolverines down by 2. You have to win by 2 at the 25-point level. Good serve there by Retrudy. That front line there set up for Ruben. Off the wall, out of bounds, unfortunately.
I think it hit someone from
Yep.
Wolverines, so
Yep.
that's a point for
So 23-20 Wildcats.
So the libero went out, 28 came in, and number 11 came in for 21. Number 11 will be serving.
Yep, Elise Lenhart, the sophomore for the Wildcats.
23
serve.
serving 20 with the jump serve.
Back line there, Retrudy up to Nardone, coming right back to her. They're going to say net play by Retrudy, and the point will go to Wildcats. So here we go, folks.
So now set point for the Wildcats.
Yep, set point.
Now you're making
Number
me
1.
think from how you were saying
Right?
it earlier. Number 11 with the serve.
So Lenhart here with a jump serve. Good serve. Back to Retrudy. Gets it up and over. Swung there. Back to Retrudy once again. Nardone sets up Donnelly. She'll swing cross court to a couple of the Wildcats. Punched up by George. She does get it over up to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over to that middle
No
line.
man's land. So Wolverines get the point now, 21-24. Morgan Hooker serving for the Wolverines. And let's see. I think there was some kind of substitution on the
Yep.
Wildcat side, but I
Yeah,
didn't
a couple
catch who it
substitutions
was.
all over.
Morgan Hooker with the serve.
Good serve by Hooker. Back to the DeCarbo. Set up for Peter. Over to Ruben. Off that front wall. Back to the Wildcat side. Point for the Wolverines.
Now 22-24.
So nice play there for the Wolverines. Staying alive here.
Morgan
Serving
Hooker with the serve.
Is Hooker. Does get it up and over. Set up by Ferdruzzi to that front line. Peter back to Ferdruzzi. She'll swing. Inbounds. She nailed
Just
it right.
barely.
Yep, she
So
nailed it
that
right down the
is
line.
The second set, 25-22 in favor of the Shenango Wildcats.
So Shenango will take the early 2-0 set lead. We'll take a short little break here. We'll bring you third set action. The Wildcats are looking to win it outright. The Wolverines are looking to get back
Stop them.
into the action. We'll take a short little break. Wildcats 2-0. All right, folks, welcome back to Lincoln High School Big Gym, where the Shenango Wildcats are up 2-0. For the Wolverines to win tonight, they've got to win 3 straight sets, and that is usually not very easy. The Wildcats have kept the Wolverines in check, and I would say that if you're looking at mistakes or errors, the Wildcats have less than the Wolverines, and that's the difference so far in this one.
All right, starting our third set, number 14, Angelina Nardone.
Yep.
Is that
So
right
serving-
first name?
Yep, so serving will be
for the
Angelina
Wolverines.
Nardone.
Looks like Delaney Sturgeon switched with libero Genovetica, number 20.
So here's a serve by Nardone, and set number 3 is underway, and an early point for the Wolverines. A little
Just
help
barely
there.
got over that net.
Yep, a little help there from the net. We'll take those and we'll run with them.
All right, Nardone serving.
Serve once again, good serve there. Back line set up for Peter, up to Ferdruzzi off that spiral. off the net. Good try by
favor
Donnelly.
of the
Yep.
Wildcats.
But the point will go to the Wildcats. It's 1-all. So nice play there by number 7, Emily Fredruzzi, who will be serving here. She comes off that backside, loops around. A very good set play.
All right, number 7 with the jump serve.
So Emily with the serve there to Vedica. The Nardone sets up Retrudy. She'll just tap it up and over, and it falls off of Kraus and off of Peter. Point for the Wolverines, 2-1.
All right, let's see. Ricciuti now with the serve for the Wolverines, number 2.
So Angelina Retrudy here with the serve.
Calantis coming out and Claire Noble coming in, number 12 for the Wolverines.
Yep.
Served by Ricciuti, 2-1.
Good serve by Retrudy. Back line there for Jersey. Back up to Peter. Sets up Rubin for the first time. Third set. She drives it home. It's 2-all.
Number 17 serving for the Wildcats. Number 5 came in and 20 went out.
Yep. So number 5, Julia George comes in.
Number 17 with the jump serve.
Cassidy
not
Peter.
Jump serve this time.
Morgan Hooker back to Nardone. Back up to Morgan Hooker. Cross court.
She gets it over.
For Jersey does set it up here for Rubin. Rubin does get it back over to Nardone. Up to Morgan Hooker. Set up for Nardone. Back line there. Front line now for Rubin. She'll tap it up and over. She finds the space and it falls. Point for the Wildcats, 3-2.
I think that one was just barely in bounds as well.
Yep.
Number 17 with the serve for the Wildcats.
So serve now is number 17, Cassidy Peter. Good serve once again. Morgan Hooker sets it up for Nardone. She'll tap it up and over that wall. DeCarbo does come up from that backside. Set up for Rubin. Back to Vedica. Up to Nardone. She'll tap it over. Deep hit there by DeCarbo. Set by Cassidy Peter. Does get it over. Is Rubin. Back to Morgan Hooker. The Nardone. She'll swing. Backline once again for Jersey. Up to Peter. Over to Julia George. She does get it over.
Over to Vedica.
Vedica tapped up for Claire Noble. She'll tap it home.
Woo! 3-all. With that, Morgan Hooker, number 13, will now be serving for the Wolverines.
I will say the one thing we're saying is the Wolverines having to work extra here to get those points, but hey, we'll take them. Good serve by Morgan Hooker. Set up here for Rubin on the far side.
Out of bounds.
Deep. So point for the Wolverines.
4-3 in the third set. Morgan Hooker with the serve once again for the Wolverines.
So Morgan Hooker here with the serve. Good serve to DeCarbo. Up to Peter. Back line for Druzy. This time it will fall. So point for the Wildcats.
Nice try by Ricciuti.
And that was kind of a set play because the previous strike there by Rubin was deep. That back row for the Wolverines kind of set back. And for Jersey, realized that, hit it short, got the point.
Number 11 with the serve. 28 came in for the libero, number 8.
So Lenhart with the serve, good serve. Nardone sets it back to Donnelly. She'll swing, gets it up and over. Set up there, that front line. Peter with the play. Rubin does get it up and over.
Got it.
Sturgeon up to Nardone, over to Claire Noble. She'll hit that back line, set up by Jersey. Back to Peter. Back to Jersey. She'll tap it up and over. Nardone back to Donnelly. Here's Nardone with the swing. Good swing off that front line. Off of Jersey. Back line here for Jersey. Does get it up and over. Set up for Retrudy. Up to Nardone. She'll set up Delaney Sturgeon. She'll swing. Back line play fly for Jersey. Front line here, Rubin. She'll tap it up and over. Set up for Claire Noble. She'll set up Delaney Sturgeon. She'll tap it. Unfortunately,
does
not hard enough.
Over.
And the point will go to the Wildcats. Wildcats now 5-4. Some really good back and forth play by both teams. Wildcats with the point.
Number 11 serving for the Wildcats with the jump serve.
Lanhart with the serve. Backline Donnelly. Set up by Nardone over to Delaney. She'll get it up and over. Good hit there by Delaney. Set up for the Wildcats. Front line there by number 28, Angelina Bocelli. She gets it home.
I think Ricciuti and Vedica kind of ran into each other. They both went down for it.
Yep. So 6-4 lead. Lenhart here coming in a couple points back with
number
good
11
serves.
with the jump serve.
Serve does go out of bounds just
for
barely.
the Wolverines. 5-6.
If that was
number
me,
24 Donnelly with the serve for the Wolverines.
If that was me or Thad Sturgeon on that back line, we're swinging for sure. That one was pretty darn close.
And the libero came back in for the Wildcats.
Here's a serve by Donnelly, unfortunately into the net. And that makes a score
for the Wildcats. 7-5. 33 with the serve. The junior?
Yep.
Okay.
So Kylie Rubin here with the serve for the Wildcats. Good
Jump serve.
Vedica sets it up for Nardone. Up for Claire Noble off that front wall. Back to, unfortunately,
To
Kylie
the
Rubin.
rafters with the gravity check.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that all night long for that rafter to come into play, and it finally did. So point for the
Claire Noble
Wolverines.
going out. Clantis coming in, number 22, and looks like she will be the one serving for the Wolverines. 6 serving 7 in this third set. Shenango versus Ellwood City.
So number 2, Clantis with the serve. Good serve here. Set up over by Rubin, I think. Unfortunately, out of bounds.
Point for the Wolverines.
Yep, and that makes the score even, 7-all.
22, Clantis with the serve once again.
Good serve by Clantis. Back line to Carbo once again. Set up for Peter. Up and over to Fredruzzi. She'll tap it up and over
Just
that line.
barely.
And unfortunately, Nardone is looking over her shoulder like, yep, you got me there. 8-7 Wildcats.
Clantis tried with that one. Morgan Hooker came in for the Wolverines, and the libero number 20 went out. Speaking of number 20, that's who will be serving for the Wildcats.
Number 20 being sophomore Maria Bryant. Good serve there. Set up by Morgan Hooker. Over to Nardone. Back to Morgan Hooker. She'll swing off that front line.
She gets it over.
Back to Peter up front for Drewsy, and I think they're going to say double tap there by Cassidy Peter. So point for the Wolverines, 8-all.
Looks like Vedica now serving for the Wolverines, and Delaney Sturgeon went out so Vedica could come in.
So serve by Vedica. Good serve there. Out of bounds. I thought they were going to
just
hit
barely
that, but yep, just barely out of bounds.
So
point
21
for the Wildcats.
came in for the libero number 8, and 25, Maddie Long, came in for number 28. Maddie will be serving for the Wildcats, 9-8. Jump serve.
Good set up here for Donnelly up to Nardone. She'll just
She
roll
gets
it over. Out of bounds off of that front line for Drewsy. So the point will go to the Wolverines, 9-all. Couple points back and forth here.
Yep, we're right back and forth. So Maddie checked out. I think the libero came back in.
Yep.
Now number 14, Nardone with the serve for the Wolverines. Good
Backline
serve to the
Carbo.
libero.
Set up here for number 7 for Drewsy. She'll just
Gets
tap
it
it
over.
over. Nardone sets it up for Donnelly. Back to Vedica. She'll roll it over. Back to DeCarbo, up to Peter. She'll just tap it over. Morgan Hooker does make the play. Coming up was Nardone. Back over to Peter once again to Krause. She'll tap it. Good play there by Retrudy. Back over to Fredruzzi this side. Unfortunately, straight line shot by Nardone. It falls. Point for the Wildcats, 10-9.
Well, that was a good volley we had going.
Yep.
Number 7 for the Wildcats now serving. 10-9 jump serve.
So Emily Fredruzzi with the serve. Vedica sets it up here to Nardone. She'll tap it up and over to Donnelly. She'll tap it up over. Set up for the front line. Peter to Rubin this time off that front wall. Back to
point
service.
for the Wolverines, 10-all.
So back and forth play by both teams here. Sets us up 10-all.
Claire Noble coming back in, and Clantis going out. Number 2, Richuti with the serve for the Wolverines.
Good serve by Richuti. Backline to Carbo once again. Set it up for the front line. Krause. She'll tap it up and over, and it falls. Point for the freshman, the tall freshman, Hannah Krause, number 21.
Number 5 in for number 20 on the Wildcats side, and number 17 with the serve. I don't know about you, Brad, but they're definitely keeping me on my toes.
Right? Number 17 being Cassidy Peter. Hits that front line there of the net.
Hits the net, yep.
Makes it 11-all. So once again,
Hooker with the serve. Delaney Sturgeon came in, and the libero, number 20, Vedica, came out.
So 5 straight points each opposite team scoring-wise. Fredruzzi gets it up and over to Nardone. Up for Donnelly. She'll sit up for Nardone. Swings, unfortunately, into the net. And now back to the Wildcats.
Wildcats, yep. Whew. Wildcats side. I was combining Wildcats side with just wild side.
The wild side.
All right, number 11. I believe she just came in on that play for 21.
If you
number
do that
11 was serving.
If you do that for the Wolverines, would that be the Wolves side, or I don't know how that would work. Set up there by Vedica, up to Nardone, over to Delaney Sturgeon. She'll swing off that front row. Set up here for Peter to number 33, Rubin. She'll tap it up and over to Nardone. To Donnelly, back to Nardone. She'll swing back to that back line. Cassidy Peter
on the Wildcats.
Yep.
That is now 12-all. once again.
It was 6
back and forth.
It was 6-6, and since then every other point to 12 so far has gone back and forth.
Number 24, Donley, serving for the Wolverines.
Here's a serve by Donley to the back line for Druzy. Set up for Peter, up and over to Ruben. Good play there.
No man's land, 13-12.
That was,
and number 33
that
with
has
the serve.
not always been there for the Wildcats, but when it is straight down. Good play there by Ruben at the front line. She'll also serve number 33, Kylie Ruben, a junior for the Wildcats. Good serve there. Back up to the front line. Nardone over to Delaney Sturgeon. A little too high. Point for the Wildcats.
I guess that was Donnelly. I said Delaney on this side.
And the first time now the Wildcats separate by 2 points. Up 14-12, third set here.
Number 33 with the jump serve.
Good play there by Donnelly. Sets it up for Sturgeon.
Delaney.
Claire Noble will get it up and over.
Gets it over to the
front
libero.
line to Peter, to back to number 5, Julia George. Set up there by Donnelly.
Nardone
up and over to
Delaney Sturgeon to the libero.
Set up for Druzy there. Down the line. It's good. And the point goes to the Wildcats.
15-12. Timeout Wolverines, I believe.
Yep, so timeout by the Ellwood City Wolverines. We'll take a timeout with them. Third set, Wildcats up 15-12. All right, folks, welcome back here to the Lincoln High School Big Gym in Ellwood City, PA. Big Thursday night matchup here for varsity volleyball as the Wildcats are up 2-0 and now officially up 15-12. About 7 points there in a row, back and forth, and now the Wildcats.
33 with the jump serve for the Wildcats. Saved by Donley to Nardone. Claire Noble gets it over.
Set up here to Peters, up and over.
She gets it over to Vetica.
Off of Vertrudy, out of bounds, and I believe that was
Vertrudy
number
and
28, Angelina Bocelli. She'll get the point, so the Wildcats are now up 16-12.
Number 33 with the serve once again.
So Kylie Ruben with the serve. Backline, Jenna Vetica, up and over to Delaney Sturgeon off that front wall again, back to the Wolverine side, and tapped over by Nardone. Set up there, back far side, Vetica. To Nardone, up and over to Claire Noble, back off that front line, set up by Claire Noble, back to DeCarbo on the Wildcat side, down the line. Wow.
Just barely inbounds for that point for the Wildcats.
And that was a good hit there by number 7, Emily Ferdruzzi. She's done that 3 or 4 times so far. She's picked that corner alive. 17-12.
Number 33 with the serve.
So Ruben with the serve once again for the Wildcats. Set up by Donley. Far side Nardone makes the play. Back to the net. Unfortunately, swing and a miss by Noble. And the Wildcats are starting to pull away now, folks. 18-12, third set.
So number 33 serving once again.
Kylie Ruben, one of the juniors
6
for the
points
Wildcats.
in a row.
Off that front
to
line
the net.
And the point will go to the Wolverines now 18-13.
I think I jinxed her by saying 6 points in a row. Calantis coming in and Claire Noble going out. Calantis will serve for the Wolverines, 13-18.
So Gabrielle Calantis here with the serve. Wolverines need to get back into this one, down 5 points. Comes back
serve goes
over to
straight to the libero.
Set up there for Ruben. Nice strike, but off that front line, it falls off of Delaney Sturgeon at the net. Point for the Wildcats, now 19-13.
And let's see, number 20 is coming in for number 5. And number 20 will take the serve for the Wildcats.
So Maria Bryant here with the serve, number 20. Unfortunately, it's a fault. That is okay because she didn't hit it, so it's able to go back for Bryant. She'll swing this time, gets it up and over, set up by Donnelly off that net. Sturgeon does get it up and over, is number 22, Calantis. Tap back to Sturgeon. She gets it up and over, off of Hooker. Set up for Nardone. She does get it up and over. Set up for Peters, up over for Druzy, off that front line, back to the Wolverine side. Up and over is Calantis, off of Peters.
And number 33,
number 33, Rubin.
Tried to catch it, but so point for the Wolverines.
Yep, so couple nice set plays there at the front line. Morgan Hooker and number 2, Angelina Trudy, and Calantis coming through for the Wolverines.
With the serve.
Setup goes back to Peters, up and over for number 28, Bocelli off that front line. Donnelly up to Morgan Hooker. She'll get it up and over to Carbo. Set it up for Peter once again, over to Ferdruzzi. She'll tap it up and over to Vedeka. To Nardone, up and over by Retrudy. Back to that front line here. Swing by Bocelli, off of Donnelly, up by Calantis, up and over by Nardone. That back corner off of Rubin. Wildcats scrambling. They do keep it alive, but that is 4 hits.
They do not get it over in 3 hits. Point for the Wolverines, 15-19.
Okay,
the libero, number 20, Jenna Vedeka, with the serve for the Wolverines.
So good play here by the Wolverines. Good rallies by both teams. Tapped up and over by number 17, Peter. Up and over. They're going to say, I believe, double touch.
Hit for
double
the
hit
Wolverines.
There for the Wolverines. So point will go to the Wildcats.
So the
20-15.
libero went out and number 28 went out. Maddie Long, number 25, is now serving for the Wildcats. And I think 21 was the other one that came in.
It's a serve by Maddie Long to that back line. Calantis up for Nardone, over to Retrudy off that front line.
And she gets the point, 16-20, Wolverine.
It's a good hit there by number 2, Angelina Retrudy. She hasn't had all the success in that front line, but she's able to get it through off that front line.
So it looks like number 8, the libero, came back in for Wildcats. Nardone with the serve for the Wolverines.
Yep, deep serve by Nardone, out of bounds, as the Wildcats will take that 5-point lead, 21-16.
Number 7 with the serve for the Wildcats.
So Emily for Jersey here. Good serve once again. That back line, Calantis up to Nardone. She'll set it up for Donnelly. She'll swing off that front line, back over by Donnelly.
She gets it over.
Back over to Nardone, up to by Vedeka. Set up for Nardone once again. Tap back to that back line. Set up once again here for Druzy, off the net by Angelina Retrudy. And the point will go to the Wolverines now, 21-17.
And looks like Claire Noble coming back in for Calantis. And Retrudy, number 2, will serve for the Wolverines.
So once again,
17-21 in the third set.
One of the 3 seniors, Retrudy, does get it up and over. Set up by Peter, tapped off that front line. Set up by Claire Noble, tapped up by Nardone. Back to Bryant, back up to Peter. Set up for Rubin off that front line. Set up by Nardone. She'll tap that back line. Set up by Ferdruzzi. Over to Peter, up to Rubin. She'll tap it up and over. Nardone to Hooker. Back to Nardone. She'll swing this time up and high.
Little far. Point for the Wildcats, 22-17. Number 17 will be serving for the Wildcats. Number 20 went out, and number 5 came in.
So serving is number 17, the senior Cassidy Peter. 5-point lead for the Wildcats. Deep serve there to Retrudy, set up by Nardone, up and over to Morgan Hooker. She'll tap it up and over.
Gets it over.
Back to the front line of the Wildcats. Set up there for Julia George, out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines, 22-18.
Morgan Hooker now will take the serve for the Wolverines. Delaney Sturgeon comes back in, and the libero, number 20, went out.
So serve here by Morgan Hooker. Good deep serve for Druzy, up to Peter. Set up for number 5, Julia George. Unfortunately,
she does not get it over. Point for the Wolverines, 19-22.
Unfortunate play there between Kraus and George. Point will go to the Wolverines, now just 3 points away.
Morgan Hooker with the serve for the Wolverines.
Set up by Peters, up and over to Rubin. She'll get it up and over, and it falls.
Right to no man's land. Retrudy was trying to get it, but it went over her head. The libero went out. Number 11 came in. 21 went out, and I think 28 came in. Number 11 will be serving for the Wildcats.
So Elise Linhart.
Serve.
Good serve there into the net.
Point for the Wolverines.
For the Wolverines now 23-20.
Donley, number
Wildcats.
24, with the serve.
Wildcats with this 3-point lead, just 2 points away from the set, and not only the set, but
the
also the match. So serve by number 24, Donley. Deep serve out of bounds. Point for the Wildcats, and there you go, folks. Setting up to
match point.
Set point and match point, number 33, junior Kylie Rubin, just 1 point away from defeating the Wolverines. Here's the serve. Serve is good to Donley, up by Nardone. Set back to number 2, Retrudy. She does get it up and over. That back line to Carbo. She'll set up number 7 for Druzy into the net. Point will go to the Wolverines. So the set point
to 24
is held in check for at least one more time.
Calantis coming in for Claire Noble, number 12. And Calantis with the serve.
So big hit serve here for the Wolverines. Number 22, Gabrielle Calantis. Here's the serve. High arcing serve. Backline out of bounds.
Out of bounds. That is the set and the match. Wildcats now win 3-0 with the final score in the third set, 25-21.
So the first set went in favor of the Wildcats, 25-16. The second set was 25-22, and the final set 25-21 in favor of Shenango tonight. Shenango Wildcats will improve to 8-4 on the year, 8-4 in conference play. The Wolverines will fall to 8-5 and 7-5 in conference play. So a 4-game lead. No, almost 5 for that matter. So 4-game lead for the Wolverines. They will hold on to that 4th seed in the MAC conference until next week. They've got a couple games next week. Monday night they've got
Beaver, you said,
Beaver,
as a makeup?
Yep, as a makeup. I'm not 100% how long that's, or what, if that's official yet, but it is scheduled for Monday for Beaver at Beaver. Then Tuesday they come. Home versus Beaver. Then Tuesday night will be senior night. I believe they're playing Mohawk. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either Mohawk Freedom or Freedom Mohawk. And then they have their final match on Thursday. That Thursday one will be away.
Tuesday is Mohawk for senior night.
Okay, so Tuesday night is Mohawk, and then I believe Thursday night is at Freedom.
Beaver Falls.
At Beaver Falls, that's what it was.
Thursday.
So there's your remaining 3 games for girls volleyball and then playoffs. And as of right now, the Wolverines are that team, that 4th seed. It looks like they will be there, but we'll keep you posted on the next 3 games next week. Our next broadcast is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. from the other side, a.k.a. Riverside, as the Ellwood football team, varsity team, will take on Riverside in the battle of the undefeated, defeated teams. And hey, it's 0-6 versus 0-5. It's going to be a darn good matchup, and somebody is going to come away with the win. So, folks,
make sure to join us tomorrow for that stream. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. So I think that's all I wanted to say.
All right, folks, that's it. So on behalf of Dakota Marshall, as well as myself, Brad Windhorse, and all the folks here at Ellwood City Sports, final score from Lincoln High School Big Gym: Shenango Wildcats defeat the Ellwood City Wolverines 3-0. Tomorrow night, we'll have football. So good night, folks. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow night.